Hey guys, so in RuneScape related news today, someone asked on the Unethical Life Pro Tips Reddit on what they should do with their ex-boyfriend's RuneScape account. And the 2007 Scape Reddit saw this and was quick to respond.
Train Slayer to 99. No doubt that would ruin the mental for a long time.
That would actually suck.
Apparently he was a boyfriend of 5 years and he dumped her over the phone. Now, I'm definitely not the type of guy to want to get revenge. I think that is really wrong. So here's what I wouldn't do. Definitely don't rock cake his hit points to 1, withdraw all of his items from his bank, and trek to the far corners of the wilderness at the Wilderness Agility Arena. Because when he would log in, he would have to witness some player killer in Xerishan robes taking his entire bank before his eyes. Welcome back to RuneScape Chronicles. My name is KempQ. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy these weekly updates. Everything in the Getting Around blog has passed the polls, and we already got 2 of those changes in today's game update. The highly anticipated Hooded Slayer helmet and Holy Molies have been added to the game, so it seems like all of those Reddit posts finally paid off. However, today's game update caused some issues with navigation arrows for sailing, something that couldn't be fixed with a hotfix, forcing the devs to do a cold fix and announce the servers are going offline for a while. Dumb game. We also got some big bug fixes, including a fix to the Brittle Isle Clue stash, which was deleting people's darts within their blowpipe whenever a blowpipe was added to it. Now, the Winter Summit is coming up on Sunday, January 25th, and more about that later on in the video. But that's not all that is happening on Sunday. Just yesterday, SoloMission announced that he's hosting a DMM Factions event featuring over 100 creators. So many of your favorite creators will be there, but even bigger names out of the broader RuneScape sphere will be there too, like Tyler1, Tierzu, and AustinShow.
Who wants some socks?
So this is going to be the biggest creator event we have ever seen. And it goes live at 4 p.m. GMT or 11 a.m. EST, just 4 hours before the Winter Summit begins. So if you're looking for something to watch before the summit, make sure to tune in. There's one section of the game update today that went relatively unnoticed by players, but it actually seems like a response to one of the community's biggest concerns. The legacy Java client is being discontinued on January 28th, 1 week from today. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, you don't use the legacy client. Yeah, you and me both. I use RuneLite. But what if I told you the legacy Java client was one of the biggest clients used by botters to run their scripts? And you know how me, SoloMission, and other creators made a big stink about all of the bots last year? Well, now Jagex seems to have cooked up a plan to get rid of one of the main clients used by botters. For the few people that were using the legacy client, it seems you'll have to make the transition over to RuneLite, HDOS, or the official client. I know a lot of you guys have noticed there are still bots everywhere in the game, and more likely than not, many of these bots are using the legacy Java client to run. I think a lot of players expect Jagex to just up their anti-cheating systems. I'm included in that. Nice. Oh, perfect. But it's really not that simple to eradicate the bots. Jagex is banning them at record rates, more than they ever have in the history of the game. Here's a screenshot we were able to get from a botting Discord showing how many accounts a player had lost due to bans in the past month. Just this one bot owner was running over 2,000 accounts in the last month because 2,095 of his accounts got banned. Regardless of how good the anti-cheating team is, with the amount of bots flooding the game, it's pretty much impossible to keep up, which is why they have to retire the legacy Java client, hoping that will make some kind of dent. So next week, once you can't play on the client, does that mean all of the bots will be gone? I wish I could say yes, but the reality is no. It may significantly reduce the bots for a short period of time, but bots are already using other clients like RuneLite. It's a never-ending fight, but we can rest easy knowing this will wipe out a lot of the bots in the short term. Now, I'm still hoping they take my bot nuke proposal, which puts a limit on how much self-generated value new accounts can transfer to other accounts, but the JMods haven't told me if they're working on that. They're probably not allowed to if they are. I still think it's a great proposal. It really would nuke the bots, but I'll let you guys know if we hear any updates on that. Have you ever thought about how long it would take to train to 99 runecraft on a free-to-play account? Well, Autumn Elegy did it. And aside from killing all the Ankus for the bone shards, it took him about 2,000 hours. But there's another grind I've done before similar to that, which luckily you'll never have to do because of today's community channel sponsor, boot.dev. The similar grind is getting a degree to prove you can code. I still think I have PTSD from how much it cost. But these days, you don't need to suffer like I did. Boot.dev is the smarter way to do it. For a fraction of the cost and sanity, they teach you back-end web development from start to finish, mastering Python, SQL, and Go. It speaks our language. It takes that rush of progression we love in Gielinor and applies it to coding. You can earn XP, unlock achievements, and actually enjoy the grind. Plus, they offer a 30-day no questions asked refund policy if you decide it's not for you. I genuinely believe this is a great resource. I highly recommend them for leveling up your technical skills. So go to boot.dev and use code RuneScape Chronicles to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan. And thanks to BootDev for sponsoring the community channel. RuneScape is currently celebrating its 25th birthday, and Jagex has made some massive changes. RuneScape 3 just held its Road Ahead Summit, Dragon Wilds is set to have its first ever Summit-style presentation livestream, and a lot of creators from all walks of RuneScape have gotten together at the Jagex HQ to celebrate. So the event was just laughs and fun, right? Well, actually, SkillSpecs thought it would be funny to talk trash about Iron Man to Foe. Yeah, he'll never do that again. That's an S-tier SkillSpecs PK from Foe. Well done. And to celebrate, all of the RuneScape channels collaborated to create a celebrating 25 years video. And we got some very big reveals in this video.
What better way to do that than to go bigger and better on the ultimate fan celebration?
RuneFest is back.
Yep, RuneFest is back, and apparently it's going to be bigger than ever. Tickets aren't quite on sale yet, but we do know the event will be taking place between October 3rd and 4th. And it'll be held at the same place it was last year, the Birmingham Neck. 3,000 tickets were sold for the March 2025 RuneFest, and 6,000 tickets will be made available for this RuneFest. But still, they sold out really fast last year, so I think they're going to sell out really fast this year too. So look out for those. If you can't make it specifically because you live in North America, then keep listening, because Mod Kieran announced this.
We're also keen on doing more events beyond RuneFest. North American players have been asking for an event for a long time, and we're very pleased to announce that in 2026, we're finally hosting an event in the United States of America. We're partnering with SoloMission to bring the DMM Allstars Finale to you, live and in person.
Yep, we're getting our first North American RuneScape event. The DMM Allstars Finale will be hosted live at the Rosemont Theater in Chicago, Illinois on June 20th of this year. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go. That would be really exciting stuff. But Kemp, that's all so far in the future. What can we look forward to now? Well, I'm glad you asked, because Old School RuneScape's Winter Summit is 4 days away, and players are speculating that this may be the best summit we'll ever get. These are my personal predictions. We know Deadman is releasing on the 30th of January, so I'm sure that will be briefly mentioned. But what else? The Blood Moon Rises, the conclusion to the Myrique questline, was mentioned in the last summit, so I think we could see a release date for that. Plus, we recently got a League 6 announcement, so I'm hoping we get more information on the new leagues coming to the game. And I have a feeling we're going to get some information regarding the highly anticipated Raids 4. I don't think we'll get a concrete release date just yet, but I could see them giving us a release window, and more importantly, a look at the new rewards to come. But here's the thing. All three combat styles already have a mega rare from each respective raid. So what would the mega rare be from Raids 4? Reddit user don't use this name one Reddit user had a humorous yet interesting idea. A scroll of truth, revealing that the player has more than one finger. It's an interesting idea. It'd be extremely strong to allow players to wield multiple rings, seeing how you could use a light bearer with any other ring in the game, but mega rares are meant to be extremely strong, so who knows what crazy thing Jagex will do. If you were to add a mega rare to the game, what would it be? It'd be interesting to see your comments, and maybe the mods will take what you say and bring it to fruition. So leave your suggestion down below. Now, I don't go on Facebook much, but there have been some RuneScape content creators posting on there recently, and one post from the community has caught my attention. There's a popular Facebook page called Artistic RuneScape Memes, and recently the player who runs it shared something beautiful. They wrote, "My mom used to play RuneScape with me back in maybe 2007 to 2009. A few years ago, she developed dementia and can't remember much of anything. I tried to get her back into old school RuneScape to see if it would spark something, and she actually got back into it. She remembers almost everything, even Varrock and how to get to Karamja. She remembers my username even when she can't remember my real name. Wow, RuneScape memories can even overcome dementia. That's incredible. Thanks for sharing, and I hope you and your mom can enjoy Gielinor together for years to come." And now for some smaller news you may have missed. Have you ever wondered what mega rares would look like if they came from the other raids? Reddit user 50 Shakes of Whey cooked up some really cool designs, showing how certain mega rares would look if this was the case. Check out that scythe from the Chambers of Xeric. Very cool. And for all of you who like to kill bosses in the fastest time possible, here are some notable records which were recently set. A new fastest Tombs of a Masked expert time has been achieved, a 13:24, beating the Grandmaster time by over 4.5 minutes. The Theater of Blood 4-man record was beaten with the team shaving off 7 seconds and nearly getting the first sub 12-minute raid in the process. And the Theater of Blood 3-man record was also beaten with a time of 13:26.4. But that's not all, because another team was able to tie this time down to the exact game tick, meaning there is now a 2-way tie for the world record. The competition is fierce. If you guys would like to go over these runs and do a breakdown of the plays, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to do that. I really love speedruns. And last but certainly not least, over 220 microtransaction items in RuneScape 3 have been altered. Some will be obtainable through other gameplay, some will be removed entirely, and some will be kept but unavailable to get again. Many items like the OP Lucky items from Treasure Hunter are tentatively going to be removed from the game in January 2027. Seems like the game's health is going in a good direction. And to close out our weekly videos, we're going to start featuring the top Discord submission of the week. This week's submission of the week comes from Pownmetal, who is BKing at the Rev Caves with some serious risk.
Oh, good fight, sir. Yeah, we rich.
His opponent was not expecting an AGS spec after the Blood Barrage. And the loot? 651 mil. Well done, sir. And just doing a slow-mo of that clip again, I think the opponent thought that he splashed his freeze. That's the beauty of using the Blood Barrage spell. It doesn't tell the player that they've been frozen, so there was no warning message to indicate that he did or didn't splash. Very sneaky. And whichever creator you liked most from this episode, go in the description below to find that creator's link and tell them that RuneScape Chronicles sent you. That can mean a lot to them. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next Wednesday, and with Deadman shortly after that. We'll be covering that in detail next Wednesday. Thanks, guys. See you then.